Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The Royal Guard of Oman marks its annual day. The Ministry of Transport and Communications stresses that a taxi meter system will be applied from next June. And an initiative for training Omanis in customs clearance is launched. Those were the headlines. Now the news in detail. The Royal Guard of Oman marked its annual day, which falls on the 1st of November every year. The celebration was organised at the ground of the Royal Guard of Oman Command under the auspices of His Excellency Darwish bin Ismail al-Balushi, Minister responsible for financial affairs. The celebration included the graduation of a new batch of recruits who completed all training courses to be able to serve the country and have the honour to be part of the Royal Guard of Oman. The celebration embodied the qualitative step achieved by the Royal Guard of Oman and the care given to its personnel by His Majesty the Sultan. The graduates performed a military parade accompanied by the music band of the Royal Guard of Oman, chanted the song of the Royal Guard of Oman and chanted thrice of his life of His Majesty the Sultan. After that, the chief guest handed over prizes and appreciation certificates to the toppers of the batch and pinned medals of special service on a number of personnel of Royal Guard of Oman. Major General Khalifa bin Abdullah al-Junaibi, commander of the Royal Guard of Oman, handed over prizes to the toppers of the round of recruits and certificates to graduates. He and the attendees watched a documentary film about the training phases that graduates went through. The occasion was attended by a number of senior and non-commissioned officers and personnel of the Royal Guard of Oman. The new taxi meter system will be implemented next June of the upcoming year. The first phase will be implemented in the Governorate of Muscat. Taxi drivers will be given ID cards by the Ministry of Transport and Communications for this purpose. This was revealed during a press conference to shed light on organising the regulation of land transport law. Meters will start at 300 beza and will then add 130 beza per extra kilometre. The taxi drivers should settle their status according to the new regulation within 1 year. The provided services for beneficiaries of land transport law will be available through an electronic platform. The Job Market Committee from Oman Chamber of Commerce and Industry launched an initiative for training Omanis in customs clearance. The initiative was well received by the Directorate General of Customs that offered a training workshop on a simplified customs clearance system. The new system targets job seekers and freelancers who can get tutorial lessons on the Bayan custom clearance system to work as private customs brokers at their convenience. Attendees of the workshops were briefed on customs law, the simplified customs clearance and facilities provided by Sandan City. Her Excellency Dr. Rawa bint Saud al-Busaidia, Minister of Higher Education, paid a visit to the National College of Automotive Technology. A video clip was played that gave an overview on the college inception and its offered majors. The college offers academic courses and vocational training in a number of areas, such as light and heavy car repair and maintenance, in affiliation with Pearson Learning Institute and BTEC. Still to come in our news bulletin. The Russian capital city of Moscow witnessed a ceremony for the launch of Oman Air daily direct flights from Muscat. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Navy divers said they have recovered a crashed jet's flight recorder from the sea floor. Data from flight tracking sites show that Lion Air Flight 610 had erratic speed and altitude in the early minutes of a flight on Sunday and on its fatal flight on Monday. Safety experts caution, however, that the data must be checked for accuracy against the plane's black boxes. The 2-month-old Boeing 737 MAX 8 jet plunged into the Java Sea early Monday, just minutes after taking off from Jakarta, killing all 189 people on board. El Salvador President Salvador Sanchez-Cerén met his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping in Beijing today, just months after the small Central American nation broke its diplomatic ties with Taiwan. The state visit comes one day before that of the President of the Dominican Republic, whose country also switched allegiances from Taiwan to China this year. El Salvador and the Dominican Republic are among a growing number of countries to have cut ties with Taiwan in favour of resuming or establishing relations with China, which considers the self-governing island democracy to be part of its territory. China's wooing of Taiwan's allies in what the US considers its backyard has rung alarm bells in Washington. The US pulled out its diplomatic envoys last month from El Salvador, Panama and the Dominican Republic after those countries cut ties with Taiwan. German Chancellor Angela Merkel arrived at the presidential palace in Kiev for talks with Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko today. Merkel and Poroshenko will hold talks on the rebel conflict in the east of Ukraine and a Russian gas pipeline expansion. The pair are due to hold a news conference later today. A fourth group of about 700 Salvadoran migrants set out from the capital San Salvador yesterday with plans to walk to the US border 2,414 kilometers away. After spending the night in Del Mundo Square, the migrants began to follow the steps of previous caravans. Migrants of all ages marched, some were also carrying babies and infants. Others were seen boarding buses. Meanwhile, the first caravan, which planned to take a day of rest yesterday in the Mexican town of Juchitán, is still some 1,400 kilometers from the nearest US border crossing. A second, smaller group of 1,000 or so migrants who forced their way into Mexico on Monday was trailing some 40 kilometers back. Similar caravans have occurred regularly over the years and passed largely unnoticed, but US President Donald Trump has seized on them to try to make border security a hot-button issue, less than a week before midterm elections. As part of its fleet expansion plan, the Sultanate's flag carrier held a ceremony in the Russian capital celebrating the launch of its new direct route from Muscat to Moscow. More details in the following report by Salah bin Khalfan Al-Rabi.
Oman Air reviewed its plans to boost its position in the world of travel and tourism and increase the number of passengers on its growing fleet during an official ceremony held in Moscow on launching its direct flights to the Russian capital.
We believe that Russia has huge potential as a source market for visitors to Oman, especially as we now move into the winter months when it's very, very cold here. And of course, back in Oman, the temperature is dropping and it's becoming very, very nice temperature. So we believe it's going to be a great market for us, and we look forward to welcoming Russian tourists into Oman and exploring the country and coming in greater numbers.
The ceremony included speeches from the Omani and Russian sides on the importance of this direct route in enhancing cooperation between Muscat International Airport and Domodedovo International Airport and strengthening the existing relations between the Sultanate and Russia. The ceremony also featured musical shows reflecting the historical, cultural and touristic richness of the two countries.
It's really a historical event because it's opening new possibilities of exchanging of the delegations and the people and the tourists and business community between our two countries. And that's why we would like to congratulate our Omani friends and ourselves, because it's a joint venture, joint success, and we are very happy.
During the event, a presentation was delivered focusing on the most important touristic, natural and historical elements that the Sultanate is proud of, and the services and advantages offered by Oman Air, besides the regional and international awards it obtained. In addition, a large number of the Russian media representatives and travel and tourism enthusiasts expressed their admiration of the Sultanate, wishing to visit it soon and discover its touristic potentials. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi.
With participation from 80 Omani companies and factories, as well as a number of entrepreneurs, the activities of the Oman Products Exhibition OPEX were concluded in the Kenyan capital, Nairobi. The exhibition aimed to showcase Omani products before Kenyan businessmen and other company owners in African countries, so as to find marketing opportunities for those products, in addition to enhancing commercial exchange in exports and imports. The event included natural resources like minerals, along with furniture and wood products, as well as foodstuff and medical supplies, fertilizers, electrical equipment, plastic products, and many others. The exhibition contributed in strengthening business relations between the Sultanate and Kenya through increasing commercial exchange. The British Economist magazine reported that the Sultanate of Oman achieved the 3rd rank among Arab countries and 29th internationally at the Global Food Security Indicator during 2018. The report also mentioned that Oman made some progress in the Global Food Security Indicator to secure 74.4%. This new international report confirms the success of Oman's vision that aims at building strategic food reserve, subsidise some products and prioritise food production based on competitive features of the agriculture, animal and fisheries sectors. The Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the Blood Donation Services Department, today organised a press conference on the National Blood Donation Initiative under the theme "Your Blood is a Life for the Other." The initiative will be launched on 28th of November 2018. This initiative comes to involve community members, promoting the partnership between the public, military and administrative sectors and the private sector, as well as contributing to donating blood in order to save lives. The 6th Omani Dates Festival, organised by the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth in cooperation with other affiliated bodies, concluded its activities. More details in the following report by Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rabai.
The 6th Omani Dates Festival 2018 witnessed a huge participation from dates producers and entrepreneurs as they competed to present various types of dates and dates-based products.
This is the first time I'm visiting this exhibition for dates, and I've seen a lot of dates around this place. And I'm so overwhelmed that I'm carrying some good quality dates to India. I'm going on a trip to India.
2018 festival at its location in Al Khwair, Muscat, held with life, where a large number of people from inside Oman and outside were attracted to the display of varieties of dates.
About this date called Bunarinji. It's a nice date. This is first time to come here to festival, Muscat date festival.
Minister of Agriculture in their stall presented the outcome of their various researches at the exhibition.
The Dates Festival is an annual event. We have growers of dates and producers of date products coming from different parts of Oman. And they exhibit, in addition to dates, we have seen this year many products as in date syrup, date vinegar, date jam. Some of them have been developed in the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries as to find a larger market for date and date products. Also, I've seen one of the exhibitors here is actually exhibiting a very late maturing date. You see, the date season in Oman is very, very long. It has been something quite unusual to see fresh. We call it rutab, actually. The date is the dry stage of ripening of the date palm fruits. While this one is bisr, at bisr stage. It's been exhibited in one of the shops here, and seems like it's been very popular within this exhibition.
Participants, who are either individuals or a group with a special interest in the field of growing and cultivating dates, who came from different parts of Oman, have been given full support from the government through Ministry of Agriculture and affiliated bodies in developing this field. These people have shown love of the relevant special fruits that have existed in Oman for centuries.
We're from Germany, and we saw this here, and we are happy to go here into the exhibition. And we like the products of Oman, the dates, and we bought something, and maybe we will buy something more looking around.
It's a wonderful exhibition. The thing I really liked most was that somebody was explaining to us everything about dates, about growing dates, and about agriculture, how the dates are grown from the stem cells even. It was very, very interesting for us. And then walking around and seeing all the different types of dates, it's amazing. For Europeans, it's just unbelievable.
Dates cultivation is an integral part of the Omani's life. Agriculture is considered an essential part of revitalizing the national economy, and the date has a high added value.
I came here the second day of the exhibition with a friend from Kenya, and we were surprised because the place was really, really full of people of all nationalities, not just Omanis, from India, from North Africa, from Egypt, from Europe and America, and so on. And my friends asked me, he said, why are there so many people here? I said, look, Omanis have a special portion, a special place in their heart for dates.
This festival has given an opportunity for promoting Omani products and encouraging young entrepreneurs and SMEs owners to be creative in presenting their products. Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubi'i, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
The Directorate General of Scouts and Girl Guides organised the first social forum for Scout leaders and school principals at Al Jabal Al Akhtar in Al Dakhiliya Governorate. Our reporter Salah bin Khalfan Arabi has more details in the following report.
The first social forum for Scout leaders and school principals from various governorates around the Sultanate took place in Al Jabal Al Akhdar amid a wide and active participation.
We are holding this forum in Al Jabal Al Akhdar because the weather here is wonderful, and this gives the scouts a chance to discover nature and practice their hobbies.
The gathering was an opportunity to exchange Scout experiences and create an environment for communication between Scout leaders and school principals to motivate them to practice Scouting cooperation.
This is the first gathering between the leaders of the Scouts and the school supervisors to share experience to find out the list of updated Scout movement.
Over a period of 3 days, the forum included a number of activities ranging from sports, cultural and social programs, as well as visiting some of the tourism attractions in Al Jabal Al Akhdar, giving the participants a chance to enhance their camping skills and practice voluntary work. Such Scouting activities foster valuable traits among the participants to serve the community and preserve the environment. From Al Jabal Al Akhdar, Salih bin Khalfan al-Rahbi, Al Dakhiliya Governorate.
Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear to partly cloudy skies will prevail over the northern governorates, with chances of scattered rainfall and gusty winds. The rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies. Low clouds and fog late at night and early morning are expected over the coast of the Arabian Sea. Winds will be southeasterly to south, light to moderate. Seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 metres. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. The Royal Guard of Oman marks its annual day. The Ministry of Transport and Communications stresses that a taxi meter system will be applied from next June. And an initiative for training Omanis in customs clearance is launched. Thank you for watching and have a nice weekend. Goodbye.